Good. They haven't broken camp yet. How did Doris come to know a slaver I want?
We've waited long enough. She's not coming. Ready the bearers.
Back to civilization.
With all haste. Lest any of you lackwits start talking. I presume your men are... We've suffered too many delays as it is.
Yes, Mom.
Oh, but it appears we have company. Kill him.
You're welcome to try. So much for your rest.
You'll forgive me for not avenging my men. I surrender. Do with...
Sid!
Ah, Doris. You know, but casting your lot with this criminal of all people...
Better fighting for a cause. I'm sorry, Sid. I should... This woman, my former master, she raised me like a daughter.
It wasn't all terrible. You were always so eager to learn. And had such clever... But you proved yourself... How about it, my little deck?
I never swore my blade to you, nor will I ever. I fight for a higher cause, to liberate the bearers of this... Farewell, master.
You always were a... Perhaps that's the reason...
What do you want to do with her?
I am not the killer she wanted me to be. Not anymore. And she no longer has friends in high places. The dame does, though.
All right.
I am. And thank you for everything.
Then I should head back to the hideaway and put coals...
Welcome back, Sid. Doris's message just arrived. I hear you saved more...
With any luck, they'll be joining us in the hideaway. Oh, and your letter.
I'd been hoping as much. So the slaver we'd been chasing She's been arrested, by the way, over in Sambrek. She won't be getting off lightly. The Empire may have no love for bearers. Can't have been easy for Doc.
I'm sure it wasn't.
I hope so. You had quite the past yourself before you came here. Anyway, thanks again, Sid.
Keep up the good work. Come on. Run like the wind. To deal with these ones first. To find this spherical echo. This is it. Right then. Just to... what to find? Clive! I just wanted to see how the town's been fed.
Since all is absolutely wonderful. Conrad and Natalie's hands remain and firmly at the helm. Our stores are full, and just as the good lady...
Are you a lord? They're going to make him the Lord of Dalamil.
It's the mayor of Dalamil, dear chap. But if the people wish me to lead them, I shall. And my first act will be to build a school so that menaces like you two learn not to interrupt your elders. Speaking of menaces, there may be a rather worrying one.
May there indeed.
I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set in putting us... and they have formed what one could call... and they grow more...
We'll fight them all off just like last time, won't we?
Of course we will. If the longer we avoid facing this one... the more difficult. Our best hope is by finding those ne'er-do-wells, perhaps a certain Lord Underhill?
How could I...
Thank Victor will. I have him stationed by the desert gate, receiving and collating reports from my...
I'll go and speak.
What's the difference between a lord and a mayor? That's easy. One of them swings a sword, the other forges them.
A League of Outlaws. Sounds like we have some competition. Still in...
Ah, Sid. I did. I've developed something of a font, and having worked so hard to see it saved from one fate, a sentiment Master Lubor certainly isn't shy about exploiting. Hence my doing his bidding.
You're not the only...
What does he want?
He asked for my aid in putting down the bat, and he said that you might be able to help me fight.
Then you've come at just the right time. I was on my way to speak with Conrad about there are more camps in the vicinity than we can safely... But we must strike together, and we must strike soon, at as many camps as we can.
All right. Which camp shall I take?
There's one upriver. Just out there, across the dunes.
Leave it with me. Good girl. Run like the wind.
There's ne'er-do-wells.
That must be the camp Victor mentioned. Come on then, Toggle. Straight home now.
That's him! The one who killed Locke from the fingers! Take his head off!
You're finished!
I'd better let Victor know.
Sid. Ah, I see the bandits.
No, but...
No.
What is it?
The whole town, they're saying that Lubor...
What?
Seems that one of our parties wasn't as thorough as they should have been. They let one of the bandits escape. Some of the children spotted him, and when Lubor felled him, and without a Christ...
But that's not possible.
It is, if he's a bearer and has been hiding it all these years. Which is what... If he has, well, I wouldn't blame him. Still, all those people see is a man who's lied to them all his life. One who has made a leader of himself when the world believed he should have been a slave.
Fuck.
I don't know where we go from here, but I know one thing.
You're right.
And now everyone knows. I made it a habit to keep a crystal close at hand for just such an occasion. And when that occasion arose, I forgot to reach for it. Well, it was bound to come out sooner or later.
We're sorry, Lubor. We tried to keep running, but we just couldn't anymore.
There's nothing to be sorry for. I rather enjoyed playing the hero for once. All that matters to me is that you two are safe.
Look at him talking to his betters like it's nothing. All lies, I'll wager. Just like the ones he fed us all these years.
Once people make up their minds, it's hard to change them. We need to do something, and quickly. Convince the people not to let their prejudices blind them. Convince them that nothing has changed. That their enemy lies outside these walls, not within them.
You're right.
I'm glad you agree. I'm a Dalmec born and bred. They listen to me. You head to the tavern. Make Conrad and Natalie remember. They know that Lubor and I are friends. I might not make for the most impartial of interlocutors. Lord Underhill of Randalar's League of Merchants, however, is a trusted and impartial...
I'll do what I can. Lubor, I can't promise any.
And that is...
Why are you taking the bearers?
Why do they always have to make such a...
He knew all along that...
Forgive me for disturbing you, but... could I have a moment of your time?
I've seen your face before.
As have I. Lord Underhill, wasn't it? Of the League of Merchants.
That's right. I wanted to speak to you about Lubor.
The rumors that he's a bearer. All true, I'm afraid.
He'll never be mayor now.
But what of his wares? Bearer or no, his steel is highly valued. In this, at least, he's done the town a service.
Leniency? He pretended...
I'm sorry, my lord, but he lied to us. He lied to you. He cannot be trusted.
So what do you propose? Will you drive him from his home? Close his...
Perhaps. And they will thank you.
The townsfolk have made their minds up. There was nothing I could do.
Nor I. Conrad and Natalie refused to consider anything but their own wounded pride.
You never know. Once their anger is cooled, they might see things different.
All right.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
I assume the situation is hopeless?
There's still hope.
But perhaps...
You mustn't think like that, Lubor. We'll talk some sense into them in the end, you'll see.
No, you won't. And your efforts would be better.
But Lubor...
Rosina would often tell me that steel does not lie. That a blade is a reflection of the smith who forged it. To yourself be true. Rather an ironic one when you consider that her life was taken. But I do not doubt that she was always true to herself, and so must I be. And now, I must embrace my new role of villain so that the people of Dalimil have something to unite against. For only united can they hope to stand against... I'll need to make a suitably...
Don't go, Lubor. We'll be all alone.
Trust me, little ones. It is for the...
How could it possibly be for the... The least you can do is give the townspeople a chance.
I would not take it, Vic.
Over, you say? And so just like that, you're going to throw this town and these children to the wolves? I thought you were better than this. But it seems you had me fooled as well.
Victor.
Forget it. Do what you would.
You sure you're making the right...
Of those available to me, but where are my manners? Right then. I have packing to do.
If there's anything I can...
I'll bear it in.
Ready, go? You deserve a rest. down. So Dravost is still standing. For now, at least.
Good day. Certainly.
Clive!
And the Akashic?
Mostly off to the north still. But I spoke to Doris's scouts and it turns out things are worse than I thought. Told old Snotty to be ready to seal the north gate. Enough for the villagers to barricade themselves.
Well done.
Welcome. I'd never have guessed, you know. Who'd have thought that the savior of Dravost was keen to help us out?
I am.
Thought you could sneak off without me, did you?
Blackthorn.
Oh, what?
One of the scouts couldn't keep his... Unlike my best mate who didn't think I'd have told him. How long's it been? Long enough for us two to turn into a pair of old codgers.
That your idea of an apology?
Don't listen to him. You only did what you thought was best.
But they ain't the... Vulcan, our master, he left it to me. The best blacksmith in Drav... Bloody stupid tradition, in my opinion. If someone's got talent, you should let them practice their craft, not ask them. Our master wasted half his life that way. I wasn't about...
So you're wasting half of...
You're what Dravost needed. Under me and my precious ideals, this place wouldn't have lasted a year. So I left to devote myself. I may be a selfish prick.
What you had to do was your duty.
Even if it meant we all stop.
Enough. You can finish beating each other up.
Fine.
Yeah.
Sorry, Clive. Short enough on time. Still, give us a mo, would you?
We can't afford...
Right, you are. Might be... Don't want any nasty... Oh, and... Blackthorn.
Akashic on them.
How close are they?
Within sight of the walls. And they're up... They'll wash right over us if we stay out in the open.
Good idea.
Understood.
I'm prepared to fight.
Well, let's hope you don't. Once the scouts are inside, order your men to barricade the gates. No heroic last stands, you hear me?
August's right. The people here are tough and willing.
I'm going out there. Start work on the gate as soon as I've left.
And if they kill you?
You evacuate, and it won't come to that. Take good care of Dravost.
Leave it to me, and...
All right. Which one of you's first? It's over. Apparently not. Not getting past me. Guess we're all ready. Nice try. Now, the question is, did I miss any?
Man alive! You still... As many as I could, he says. The old bleeding...
Only almost.
Yeah, one or two did try to sneak over the wall.
Good. Oh, you do know?
In time, yeah. But we can think...
Sid! Enough to give those Akashic monsters nightmares. But mostly...
I'm afraid I've only delayed the... There's no getting rid of that, meaning that any living thing which stumbles into those mines will end up clawing at your walls again.
And that's if the flood don't spread. If it does, well, I hate to say it, but the village's days are numbered.
That may be, but with ether floods springing up all over, It's no less safe than anywhere, and more importantly, it's our. We'll fortify the gates to the north, and I'll see that they're guarded day and night.
All right. Then we'll give you a hand shoring up those defenses.
As for you, Blackthorn, that's twice you've turned up when Dravos needed you, so...
I shouldn't have stayed away so long.
Too bloody right. I always envied you. You leaving gave me the perfect excuse to hate you. And from that day on, I never once stopped to wonder what it would have been like if you'd stayed. But what you said earlier, it was true. You'd have been the death of this place.
Finally. I hope you see the sense of it eventually.
Alive, perhaps. Wealthy, even. Our work used to be the pride of... Now, we churn out this... It's not about the craft. I wouldn't send my sons to war wearing this shit. I've kept working, honing my skills, trying to... The average castle apprentice has as much passion for the craft. Come back to us, Blackthorn. I'll even man those bellows of yours if it means we can work at...
That's a kind offer. Kinder than I deserve. And I wish I could accept. But I'm needed out. There's people who trust their lives to my steel.
Fair enough.
But that doesn't mean I couldn't visit from time to time. Let's see if we can't rekindle this town's passion for the craft.
I'd like that.
Just be sure to tell Snotty to let me in the next time I come calling, yeah?
Blackthorn. I never thought I'd...
I'd say that went pretty well, wouldn't you?
Even better than I'd hoped.
Sid, I've got something for you.
And this is?
A token of a... But I'm of a mind to make you a far grander. Designs for a certain sword have been passed down from...
Now hold on, Zoltan. There's a reason no one's made that blade in centuries. I'll admit your cinders make impressive steel. And I've learned to hone an edge Odin will be proud of. But the engravings on that thing are enough to make a jeweler cry. And they're not just for show, either.
Have you forgotten what brought you back to Dravozd in the first place? A certain ring? I knew I'd never surpass you with the hammer and tongs. So I turned my hand to a different kind of metalwork. Between the two of us,
Clive, you wouldn't mind if Zoltan came back?
As long as he can keep...
Right. Zoltan, get...
Lord Rosfield? Is there aught the
Perhaps. My brother said, have you learned anything of note since last we spoke?
Little and less, I regret to report.
I see.
Be assured, however, that we will not rest until the truth is known. Even now, our archaeologians scour ruins in every corner of the realm for traces of Ultima's touch.
Fallen ruins, I take it.
Indeed. Ultima's thralls are as if protecting the
secrets we'd see.
Should our methods be, mayhap it would please you to observe.
Would that be possible?
Of course. Perchance you are familiar with Kretov. I was due to visit my colleagues there to collect their if you would consent to do so in my stead. I'm sure that...
All right. I'll go and meet with them.
They will be most gratified, I am sure. Might I suggest you take the road through Titan's Wake? It will lead you straight to the village, after but a short walk.
Thank you. I will.
I wish you a safe...
Run like the wind. Enough of you, are there? Safe. Oh no. You'll pay for this. Face all these survivors. Whatever that thing is, I'd say it's their leader. Nice try.
Ffxvi!
Nice try. Nice try. Too slow. Nice try. Should have stayed in the park. These must be Cyril's colleagues.
You have our thanks, stranger.
Who are you?
Ah, forgive. I did not recognize you. We are archaeologians, tasked with surveying this site. When the echoes appeared, thanks to them, and to you.
You call that a mercy? Your brothers might still be alive. Surely this survey wasn't one.
We are charged with uncovering a duty of the highest import.
And you think your dead brothers would agree?
I know they would. They gave their lives for the cause. Now, to what do we owe the honor of your...
Cyril told me of your work here.
I see. That is most kind. May the Firebird's flame burn ever in your heart.
It's one thing to lay down your life for...
Ah, you...
Yeah.
My thanks. I shall study them, and inform you forthwith if I discover aught that might aid you in...
Cyril, your losses which could have been avoided. Had the others not... Were these your...
No. Every Undying devotes his life to the service of the Phoenix.
Even when death is of...
My lord, the Undying have served the Phoenix for countless generations. And your opinion of our methods, however, we live to serve the Phoenix. Our very order exists for...
Cyril, but allow me to offer you a word. It does not further the cause of the Phoenix to provide your survey parties with an escort. That they might live to think not only of how you can serve the Phoenix, please. For all our sakes.
I thank you for your advice, if you will permit me to respond. And we of the Undying will do what as first shield to the Phoenix.
I do.
Then we are of the same mind.
Are you buying or selling? A fine choice.
There were ghosts at the gate, not days.
those things I said before.
So many were injured. Oh, God. My wards and I may...
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his...
The High Cardinal?
Leader of the Council of Elders. Second oath, not that any of those things still exist. Now,
and what does he want with North?
He wants to transform a foundation upon which he's already secured the support of the various army remnants.
He would rob the populace to pay?
Believe me, I have used every means of...
What does Captain Philippe make it? When the town was under attack, it was him the soldiers...
How? By a man whose stated aim is to revive the Empire Philippe's comrades swore to serve. And the captain can offer them a regular supply of gruel and an occasional trip to the Vale to help them forget the terrors they face each day. The Duke? No. Any attempt to incite mutiny would cost Philippe, but given the mood around town, mutiny may yet be unavoidable.
And who could blame them?
Clive, would you appeal for your services to Northreach? You have the... And unlike Philippe, no bond... Well...
I'll see what I can...
Thank you.
Tell me then. In the garrison?
Overseeing the...
All right. I may have met this Duke before. At the Remembrance Ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
Halt! Oh, sorry about that. You got some business with the captain?
No, actually. I was hoping I might be...
We're under orders not to let any... But you should be all right. Wait here.
So, you are the... and I shall see it repaid. But tell me, is it...
Neither, Your Eminence. I thought only to inquire about your plan to turn Northreach into a strong...
Ah, you are worried the expanded garrison... Yet you needn't be. A pride of place, in fact. But no more. For it is...
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely unscathed from the... Which is more than can be said for... The Empire wants for a capital, and... with Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once we have seen to the refortification of both the town and the castle, we need only build a wall around both to create a city that... Plans are already underway for the... Soon enough, these thralls shall learn...
I fear you underestimate how dangerous these creatures are, Your Eminence. Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come...
The people will do as... If Sanbreque is to be rebuilt, one whose... That is why, so that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed, outfit... And yet, there are those who persist in peddling...
I suspect...
Precisely. The common folk have little and less, and you would sow the seeds of your new empire in...
Sabine, we...
Yes! And I told you then how putting the Empire before her citizens would lead only to revolt.
Without an
And in yours, there will be only... Is that what Grieg...
Do not take her name in vain!
I'll come back later. As citizens, I wonder what the people really... It wouldn't hurt to ask. Let's begin with those on the other side of the wall.
As long as you remain...
You needn't fret. The creatures...
All right there. Just your opinion. I wondered what you thought of the Duke.
Not much. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. Couldn't... Now he's trying to drive us out completely. If the dame said she wanted him run out of town.
I I've been hearing a lot of talk.
Nothing good. Going around acting like... And with hardly a word to the dame.
I take it you'd rather she was in charge.
As far as I just need his eminence.
I heard the dame got an icon to rid the meadows of.
A question. What do you think of the Duke?
You build a life for yourself somewhere, earning for some noble to...
If he thinks his name and his chap will do whatever...
Whatever it...
Well, the people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
Those things I said before.
Excuse me, do you have them? I wondered if you'd mind sharing your thoughts.
Well, I mean, look around us. The traders might not like having the screws put on them. I think the Duke's got a point when he says rebuilding the empires, and if that means people who don't know one end of a sword from another.
You're the one who's talking...
On the dame's behalf, yes. I was trying to persuade him not to take... What do you think of his...
I'm a soldier, mate. Listen, I've got nothing but respect for the dame. But that's where my loyalties lie, not with the town or the empire. If the Duke can get us the men and the equipment we need to...
Sabine, you are embarrassing me.
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme. Do you think that's a good...
It's not. All I know is that unless the Emperor... Look, no one likes all... Once Sanbreque is back on her feet...
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this. Captain.
For you? Thank you for last time. How can I help you?
I wanted to ask you about the... Do you intend to go on...
But to tell you the truth, it's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial Army to obey his orders.
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier.
That's right.
Well, she doesn't agree with the Duke's...
Thank you, Clive. Protecting the people I love. Well, thanks again.
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing, at least. I expect Isabel will be pleased to hear that, if nothing else.
Ah, Clive, were you able to...
I was...
Well, it will certainly help to hold back the thralls. There's no denying that. Though I doubt it will come as much consolation to the townspeople whose worldly... They deserve to be heard, Clive. To have a say in this new empire the Duke means to build.
Sadly, His Eminence values their obedience more than their opinions. And hopes to... I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard. Needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion, and would rather their destinies... The soldiers, meanwhile, are content, and not just because of the Duke's rank.
I thought as... Had I sworn to protect Sanbreque? I dare say I too would want nothing more than to see it. Thank you.
I don't know about...
What happened to you?
I handed it in. Told the lads I wished them well, but that I owe it to those I love to call it a day.
But why?
Because I realized what really matters to me. Not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of it, protecting Northreach. I honestly don't know when those monsters will return, but I'm certain they're not finished with us yet. And when they do come back, we need to stand together. With you to lead us, milady. It was you who finally convinced. There's no point following orders if they go again.
Indeed.
All of us. That has always been Northreach's best hope. And we have only to turn up. Thank you, Philippe.
Anything for you. Speaking of standing together, would you mind if I borrowed a few of the lads from the Vale? I fear His Eminence...
Not at all.
Wouldn't be the first.
There may be hope for North, especially with men like you and Philippe to champion our cause. I, for my part, shall continue to work upon the Duke. In the stubborn belief, but I suspect I shall have until then.
Until then.
Safe. To me, Flames! Get off!
That's all of them. No one cannot...
What's happened? Can't engage.
Ah, Clive. You'll be...
That is good news.
Yes. Comrade, but I still have much and more to prepare. It's a huge undertaking moving. You couldn't do me a quick...
What is it this?
Nothing like that. I just need you to go over to the caravans and ask. Find out exactly how much faster I need to get...
All right.
Thanks, Clive.
Don't blame yourself, El. I know, no buts.
Is something wrong?
Bonnie came to give me a message from the talks with the Republican. They've reached an agreement with the Silver Peak Consortium. Though prices have fallen of late. We deliberately offered above, but the Consortium offered double what we did, and the army jumped at...
And you had no opportunity to make a...
None at all.
El? I saw Vonnie leaving.
And with good reason.
But I thought we were the only ones the Fist were speaking to about the bearers. How did the Consortium even find out about this?
It's not so surprising. They have This isn't over. The Consortium will have to sell these bearers eventually. And at the price they paid, buyers will be few and far between. I'm going to Randalar myself.
Alone?
Are you offering to... How kind. Meet me at the You go to Even if I fail to free... Someone needs to prepare the place.
Oh, and that's me. Well, for meeting the Silver Peak Consortium. She'll never join them after this, surely. No, she said it herself. She means to stay with us then. I can't say...
You have to try.
You're right. And if El's off fighting for the court, so I bid you farewell. I'll gather my men and leave for Cashlock. You go to Randalar and see if you can stop my sister biting the Consortium's heads off.
I'll do my best. All right. To Randalar, then. I'd better not keep Eloise waiting.
What I wouldn't give for a hot meal.
When are they gonna let us through?
Ready, go? Thanks, Gal. I hope I didn't keep... Did you arrange just...
Here they are.
You wish to consult?
I did. It's about... We had all but finished making arrangements to buy them ourselves. And...
You misunderstand. The Consortium had an... It was only our regard for you that kept us from bidding. But your hesitancy in accepting our offer to you suggests... And so we resume.
I did not hesitate. I am simply not... But what is done is done.
Alas, you are too late. We rarely take on such unconventional merchandise without a purchaser in mind. The bearers belong to him now.
Who is your buyer?
A trader from a most demanding fellow. He insisted the bearers be fed, dressed, even given their own That's what you get when you deal...
I wouldn't know.
Oh yes, the culture on the continent is quite different to ours. They pay good money for bearers not fit for the knacker's yard, and treat them like king.
That does sound... No matter then. If they've already left our shores, and with it, my interest in joining your organization.
My associates will be sorry to...
I'm sorry you weren't able to...
As am I. But he was right. The Silver Peak Consortium did intend to buy those... Their representative hinted at a possible purchase when I feigned interest in joining them in the hope he might be encouraged to... As soon as he left, I sent my own offer to Rand...
So you know...
No. I entertained the Consortium's proposal solely so I could learn more about those bearers. But I was a fool to think they wouldn't find out.
You tried.
I did. And if what he said was true, the bearers are to be well treated. Which is something, at least. But they deserved more. I wanted so badly to see them freed.
Eloise! Eloise! Word from Cashlock. The village is under attack. A pack of beasts have come down from the mountains. Theo and the others are trying to hold them off as best they can. They need help, and fast.
Theo!
I'll go on ahead.
Thank you, Clyde. I'll gather some men and join you there.
Hold on, Theo. Let's go.
Fly, Ambrosia.
right. That'll do, girl. Where's Theodore?
Upriver! He led the dragon that way to keep it from the village. But the whole area... We just have to pray he makes it out in one piece.
I can do better than that. Torgal, with me. Ready, girl? Where are you, Theo? Straight home now. Damn it. These creatures have already turned. I can't waste any more time. I need to find Theodore before that dragon does. Looks like it's found me. This thing's turned as well. This isn't going to be easy.
Arise!
Clive? Theodore, you had me worried for... We have to get you out of here.
I think it might be a little too late for that. Bearer or no, there's only so much ether a man can take, and that Drake just wouldn't let me leave. You have my thanks, Sid, for finishing what I could not. For keeping Elle's dream.
Theodore! Don't make me do this.
Stop it, Theo! Stop!
Stay back, Eloise! He's turned. And so will you!
Elle.
Theodore.
Take care of my sister.
Theodore, wait.
Goodbye, Elle.
Thank you, Clive. I think I'll be all right now.
That was true bravery. His first instinct was always to protect people.
And now he's gone, because I sent him to that.
It wasn't against it. He was ready to do whatever it took to show you he could stand on his own.
To live my own life. He never could come to terms with the choice.
What exactly happened? You once told me Theo was the first bearer you ever...
We grew up in Canva. We were born to one of the great tricks, and I was chosen to I had my father's head for figures, you see. Theo, a late bloomer. For unlike most bearers, it wasn't until his fifth... My parents tried to drive him out of the house and into the care of the couple before they could.
Theo told me something else. He clearly admired your devotion to the cause of freeing us, but he said you deserved a better life than this. Just as you freed him from...
I would be lying if I said I had how much easier my life might have been if I had allowed Theo to be taken, and devoted myself to the family business instead. But I have never regretted the decision I made. Being with my brother meant more to me than tradition or reputation. I only had to look at him to remind myself of that night, and the choice I made, and the fact... He was never a burden. How could he even think that? If anything...
You weren't, Eloise. He said it himself, that he had always been grateful to you, and that he wanted to repay you by letting you live the life you were denied. Neither you nor Theo weighed each other down. You loved one another. You did whatever was necessary to continue living your lives together, and you always would have.
You're right. It was so we could be together. Oh, Theo. I know Theo wanted me to move on, but I'm staying here at the Crimson Caravans to continue our work. We can make a difference here. I need nothing more, so I'll carry on doing what we do, bringing smiles to people and to Theo's. This is the life I have chosen.
I've made a choice of my own to continue helping you however I can.
Thank you, Claire. Let's go on together. Come back.
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of papio nuts and all.
We were just about to make a start on that.
It's funny, but none of You remember Camille? We'll be using his leather work for the grip. The steel, meanwhile, will be tempered in a fire, burning the cinders you charmed out of old Zoltan here. And that whetstone from the Outer Isles? And the final flourish.
A team effort, led by the great...
Now. Save that talk till the thing's finished, yeah?
Right. To the bellow...
Well, bugger me.
The sword to end all swords. Ragnarok.
It's quite something.
I, trust you'll take good care of it.
Thank you. Both of you.
So, does this make you...
This? It'll take more than that to earn us our place in history, but we're up for the challenge. Here.
A list of material.
Zoltan and I got talking on the long road back from Dravos.
We reckon with those items there, we could craft something.
That's a weapon I'd like to see.
I was hoping you'd say that.
One legend at a time, eh, lads? Before you start...
Good idea. No more drinking to forget my past. It's about...
Then tap the kegs!
And if it hadn't been for you... So, will it be? Anything else?
The stew's awful. Have you tried Molly's lemon tarts?
Canva lost. It can't be true.
Miss, can we read Miss Editor's story for our lessons? How was she? The Enterprise.
Ah, so?
Good, thank...
Ah, that's brilliant! Thanks. I'll fit him to the smelt. May I present to you the Telemon Furnace? Ain't bad, is she?
She's a beauty.
You saved my bacon again, Sid, and I ain't about to let your good deed go unrewarded.
It's fine, really. My bags,
Oh, don't say that. I'm sure I can make
You could just buy me a bigger...
How about that clasp? Looks a bit stiff. Reckon you could loosen it up and make some more room? And I reckon I know how. With a new alloy, it's a metal, see?
Stretchy metal.
That is... So? What?
Thank you, or what?
Shh. And I wanted to get some practice in using that metal anyway. Can't think of any right now, but that's our job, innit? Dreaming up new ways to maybe even out there. One day, the whole world's gonna know about the inventions you've helped us put together. That bag of yours will...
They'll hardly believe their eyes.
Help you today, Clive? Come to claim your just desserts?
Here you are. Best of luck out there, Sid.
How are you feeling, Joshua?
Better than I was.
But not nearly as well as you should be. Your cuts and burns may have healed.
And what would you have had me do? It was no ordinary foe we faced. Yet still, it was not enough. The king could have ended me at any moment, but instead chose to toy with me like a curl does a mouse.
You underestimate yourself.
Oh, it was crystal clear. Only one man established his dominance that day, and that man was Barnabas. I'm sorry, brother. It's just... I have never felt so powerless. Perhaps the prince feels this.
What is this place?
Don't move. Here, it's fresh from the well. Grandmother told me spirits sometimes get lost, and that the lanterns guide them to their proper place. I set one on the river for her when she passed away.
The fiend works from the shadows. Was it you who guided my hand, then, Ultima? No, not you. This is my doing, my fault, my sin to bear. And for it, I must atone.
Your hurts are healing nicely. It was my poultices that saw you well.
You make them?
And sell them, or try to. Earns me enough for bread, most days.
Forgive me. I have nothing to...
I know, but I couldn't just leave you lying there.
You're going then?
Of course. I'm healed. Thanks to you and your poultices.
Will you promise to come back and visit?
Well, Phoenix, it would seem that I owe you my wings.
Perhaps he can find an answer. You will be returning to Waloed soon.
I see no reason to wait.
Then neither do I.
I can think of a few. You will.
Of course.
Set on leaving already?
How long will it take us to get back to Ash?
Dunno, about the same amount of time it took us to get here. Maybe less, if your uncle can find someone trustworthy to patch up. All depends on where we're putting it.
Yes. It's not as if we can put ashore wherever we choose. We have to assume that the whole of Ash is hostile. And
Then we must find a place they won't think to look.
The Professor! I'll go and tell...
While you're plotting our course, I'll be in the shelves with your lawsman. I wish to pick his brain.
then I'll talk to Karen about supplies for the journey. They may not be easy to come by in Ash.
Your brother's body won't take much more of this recklessness. You know that, don't you?
I do. place.
Be safe.
We're not going to outrun this one. Stay close, Torvald. Yeah.
It's over.
Should have picked on someone your own size.
Come back.
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of Papillons and all.
These days.
So what do I owe the honor?
So, what'll it be?
Anything else?
Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot of them. It's a wonder they can...
I still say it were a compliment.
Say it all you like. It doesn't make it true.
I still say it were a compliment.
Say it all you like. It... Ah, Clive. I was wondering when you'd arrive. Please tell me you've come to take our young prodigy here off my hands.
I'm not here for Mid. I need information on Ash.
Then why not ask Molly if you can look in one of her ovens? Go on.
As soon as the Enterprise is ready, we'll be setting out for Drake's Spine. And we're going to need a safe place to land.
Preferably one that won't see my ship blown to shit and splinters.
If it were that easy, do you think Waloed would have resisted invasion for so long? Very little is known of Ash, and the information we do have is spotty and outdated. We have the good King Barnabas to thank for that. Waloed's borders have been closed to outsiders since the day he seized the throne. If there is anywhere safe to land, you won't find it on my map.
and tell us what we will find. I'm sure you know better than we do.
But no splinters.
All right, if it will get you out of my hair. But interrupt me, and it's over. Understood? Barnabas Tharm, the one they call the Last King. Understand him, and you will understand the kingdom of Waloed. Barnabas was only a boy when he arrived from beyond the southern seas, and barely a man before he united the ragged tribes of Ash. And having unleashed them upon the formidable Veldamark, he set his throne upon the ancient kingdom's ruins. The victory sent shockwaves around Valisthea, tales of Odin's might spreading through every court, parlor, and drinking hole in the realm. Note that this was in the year 843, and that the king still sits upon his throne some 40 years later, quite untouched by time. Waloed's recent inaction left many wondering if Odin had lost his appetite for war. And yet here we are. The Einherjar was committed to the fray, a bold declaration of intent. Orcs swarm around Drake's Fang, and throngs of Akashic haunt Canvas streets. Though how precisely the havoc they wreak serves Waloed remains unclear. Regardless, if the order to attack truly came from King Barnabas, then one thing is certain. Waloed has achieved the impossible, and made bedfellows of beastmen and the ether-addled alike. All of which is a roundabout way of saying that you will be in unknown territory when you set foot on Ash. Much of the continent has already been lost to the Blight, and what few ports remain will be fiercely guarded. And that is to say naught of its natural defenses. Offshore currents will cast an ill-equipped ship out to sea one moment, and dash it against the rocks the next. But then the Enterprise is anything but ill-equipped. And Mid has made land there before. Now, if only there were someone with an intimate knowledge of the Shadow Coast, and where a daring gentleman might put ashore. You see, Clive, you had the answer all along.
Do you think you can get us back to that beach, Mid?
Picked you up from it, didn't I? Not that it were easy. The currents were a right bastard. But then, if it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be worth doing, would it?
Well said. Thank you, Lady Vivian.
If a few morsels of common knowledge and a sprinkling of tavern talk are worthy of your thanks, I wonder what genuine intelligence might earn me.
Probably more visits. Mid, I need everyone in the ale hall now. I'll fetch Joshua from the shelves.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Please, Your Grace, stay strong. Ah, my Lord Marquis.
Yote, is anything the matter? You seem troubled. Perhaps I might be able to help.
My lord. Yes. Perhaps you might. It's your brother. His condition continues to worsen, though he does his best to hide it. The lesion on his chest pains him more with each passing day.
I had feared as much.
There are certain elixirs which can ease the suffering of those afflicted by the curse, but...
But
His Grace's case is severe. The drafts I have been able to prepare for him thus far have ceased to have any real effect. So I consulted with Talia and certain of my comrades among the Undying about the possibility of finding something stronger. And thankfully, a recipe was found. The only problem and our supplies are almost unless we can secure more soon. My lord, I know that I have no right.
For Joshua. So?
A rare herb by the name it grows only where the ether is densest. The vigor it stores in its stems helps. We discovered a patch near the aqueduct in Rosaria. But alas, yet more ether has erupted from the earth there recently, leaving the search continues for a new source.
So it's only that you can't reach it? The stone...
Well...
Then I shall go in your...
But...
You've yet to find another source, correct? Besides, I'm a dominant.
Well, if your stonerwort is easily identified by its blood-red blooms, search around the aqueduct, and you're sure to find some soon enough. I shall remain here and prepare the other ingredients.
fly, Ambrosia.
How to find our stonewort. Yote mentioned blood-red petals. That's my luck. I won't be picking anything till they're gone. There's only one thing for it. Here it is. Better collect as much as I can before reinforcements arrive. Right. That should do it. Let's get these back to Yote.
Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot of them.
Yote, I brought back all the stone and water I could find.
Yes, my lord. I'm sure it will serve us until we...
I'm very glad to hear it.
You and His Grace are very much alike. You think only of how you might help others, and never of the danger to...
No more than you have minding my brother.
I am... But I beg you, my lord, do not give too...
I'll keep that in mind.
How do you split the sea? reason to assume otherwise.
Clive, you must listen to this.
Do you recall when we spoke before on the divinity of Ultima? Well, and what I discovered appears to agree with the findings of his great.
You will recall that my quest to uncover Ultima's origins, but while I've always known it to be important, now, however, I believe I know where to find the more complete
Master Clive, have you ever in your travels chanced to hear of the Circle of Malleus? I would think not, few have, but there was once a time when the faith flourished, the oldest known religion in the Twins, and though its popularity eventually waned on Storm, hints of its dogma remain embedded in more modern faiths such as...
Wait, you said it waned on Storm. What of Ash?
Religious monuments are often torn down or but if no new faith arose, then, and so, you see now why I must accompany you to Waloed.
It would appear the past still has much to teach, though in this case, it would not have been possible without the musings of Moss. To think that you carried a copy of my old... I am relieved to discover it.
I shall guard it with my life.
Joshua, I need to speak to everyone
right away.
Mid said I can ride the Enterprise.
My apologies.
By now you've all heard where we're going and why. So I won't bother you with the ball. If we attempt to approach Stone here by sea... there's a good chance we'll be sighted and fall prey to the capital's artillery. So instead, we'll disembark on the southwest coast and make for Drake's Spine on foot. I say we, but it's highly likely the entirety of Ash is under the rule of Ultima. A large party would only enter, as well as slow our march, and require some... Only Joshua and I will be going. And a scout. Preferably a good one. Gav, do you know of any?
You bet your ass. I might still borrow some of Lady Vivian's maps, though, just in case.
Once you've dropped us off at the Shadow Coast, you need to retreat into neutral waters, fly merchant colors, and stay inconspicuous. If you sense any danger at all, you leave it.
Inconspicuous is my middle name. The ship ain't going nowhere till you're...
Jill, the Enterprise will appear a tempting target for royalists and pirates alike.
Don't worry. You'll be needing passage home, after all.
But... very well.
If there are no questions, I'll see you all at the docks.
Let me know when you're leaving.
Of course.
The stew's awfully thin these days.
Is something wrong?
Not at all, honestly. Just wanted to let you know that I'll keep things in...
I'll hold you to that.
Reckon it'll be a long walk to the capital if we follow the cliffs. I'll scout ahead, see if I can't find us an inland route.
Clive. There's something I've been meaning to ask. You took her icon, didn't you?
Yes, I did. She understood.
Oh, she understood. Understood that you decided to save the world all on your own, and that you'd die without her power. How dare you make her choose? You knew damn well she'd never refuse you. But I will. You can't keep pushing us away, Clive. The world is ours to save, not yours.
I used my gift because I thought it was the right thing to do.
And you truly believe this will save you? Will save us all?
I do.
Then so be it. Just don't forget, you're not alone.
Think I found us a trail. Did I miss something?
Only that Joshua didn't.
I don't get it. Always wanted to visit Ash.
We're in Waluda territory now. Don't expect a warm welcome.
Oh, I don't know, Clive. That castle over there looks inviting enough.
Shall we sample its inhabitants' hospitality?